In Azerbaijan, a 19-year-old bride took her own life after her groom and his family harshly criticized her wedding dress as too revealing. In 2022, Masha Amini, a 22-year-old Iranian woman, died after being detained by morality police for allegedly violating the compulsory hijab dress code. In rural India, there have been reported killings over clothing choices. For example, a 17-year-old girl was reportedly killed by relatives because she wore jeans which they saw as violating traditional norms. Remember when a man got furious because his girlfriend wore a bright red dress to a party and told her it was asking for trouble? That's not protection, that's control wearing a mask. It's about keeping her safe, it's about her fear that she might steal the spotlight, that she might be more than he feels he deserves. When the men try to dictate what women wear, it's a huge warning sign. It's a fragile ego trying to trap a woman like she's a property instead of a person. Real love, it's a pride in her confidence. Anything else, it's just an insecurity trying to look like care. Insecurity and fragile self-esteem. For a lot of men, fragile egos seeing their partner confident and well-dressed can feel like something to not to celebrate but a threat. Her confidence makes his own sense of self shrink between deep down. He's worried he's not good enough for her. That fear feeds kind of paranoia, like she might leave him for someone better. Instead of facing his own insecurities, he points fingers at her clothes, treating her outfit like an open invitation to others. It's like she's on a market. Really, his way of trying to control what scars him. So here's the truth: love isn't about control; it's about trust. And a secure man doesn't try to dim his partner's light. He celebrates her confidence because he knows her body is hers to own, not his to manage. So the ownership mindset. So men act like after married or committed means that they own their partner's body like she is some kind of property they are supposed to manage. They worry that if she looks on or shines, they lose their exclusivity or status fully. But autonomy means a woman has full control over her own appearance, no one else. True commitment isn't about position, it's about respect. Control creeps in, turns a person into an object, stripping away their own identity. So the reflection argument, that is the idea some men have their partner's appearance somehow represents them, and that she should dress in a certain way to protect their reputation or status in the society. This mindset reduces women to more than an extension of their partner's brand or status symbol to show off. So society needs to wake up to this. If a man values his reputation more than his partner's freedom, he is choosing control over love. And the victim blaming and rape myths. For far too long, women's clothing has been twisted into an evidence in courtrooms used to suggest that they somehow asked for it, harassments or assaults. These harmful myths shift the blame away from the real culprit onto the victim. But let's be clear, what someone wears has zero to do with the violence. Responsibility always lies with the person who commits the act, not the outfit. Harassment is always the fault of the harasser. So misplaced accountability. Too often women end up carrying the impossible job of managing man's thoughts and urges by watching what they wear. It's like they expected to police themselves for someone else's behavior. But here's the truth: men are not helpless slaves to their impulses. They are fully capable of self confidence and control. So when they watch their female athletes or public figures without losing their minds, they can do it. Being an adult means owning your own gaze with the discipline, with your own thoughts. No one else should have to take their responsibility for you. And the protected facade. Some men say they are protecting women by controlling what they wear, arguing that the world is a dangerous place. But real protection doesn't come from restricting someone's freedom. It comes from standing up to the actual threats, not locking someone down to ease your own discomfort. True courage means supporting your partner's right to choose for herself no matter what. And the purity culture and modesty shaming. So this purity culture tries to measure women's value by how much fabric she's wearing, while men skate by with no questions asked. This double standard isn't about the morality. It's about keeping a system of control in place dressed up as virtue. Morality can't be stitched into a dress or skirt, right? Morality can't be stitched into a dress or shirt. Real respect and character come from how you act, what you think, and who you are, not the size of the clothing. Infantilization. It just happens when a man treats his grown up partner like a child who needs discipline, criticizing her clothes or choice as if she can't be trusted to make her decisions for herself. That attitude, denies her autonomy and assumes that she is incapable. Control thrives when respect is missing. So the fix is healthy relationships are built on respect and equality, not on one person playing the parent to the other. So the advertisement fallacy. Too many men mistakenly think that women's clothing is like a for sale sign, something signaling she is available or inviting attention. They assume that once she is in a relationship, she should stop dressing attractively. Like that, somehow they're right. But here's the reality: women dress for themselves, and it's about feeling confident, strong, and empowered, not about seeking approval or validation from anyone else. And when it comes to a man's thought, that responsibility belongs only to him. Cheating has nothing to do with what someone wears. And the double standard and hypocrisy, it's so common to see that men checking out other women dressed in revealing clothes while forbidding their own partners from dressing the same way. This two faced behavior is a clear sign of control hiding behind hypocrisy. A secure man trusts his partner fully. He celebrates her style and confidence without jealousy or restriction. Cultural and historical control. For thousands of years, dress codes have been used as an invisible chain, laws and customs designed to keep women obedient and uphold patriarchy power. From ancient Rome to food binding in China, fabric restrictions have never stopped violence. Instead, they have just enforced submission. What we need is to stop policing women's clothing and start demanding better behavior from men. And the gateway for total control. So the control over what women wears is often just the first step. It can quickly grow into the controlling abuse, she talks to, what she eats, how she lives there, and what kind of control often hides behind words like care or protection. But in reality, it slowly steals away her freedom. And love is not about expanding as a partner or shrinking alone. Society needs to hear and accept that responsibility lies with the beholder, not the wearer. Clothing is never invitation for harassment or assault. Men aren't helpless slaves to their sex drives. They must practice self control. Control is not love. Real love never asks someone to dim their light, confidence, or identity. A woman's worth isn't tied to her clothes. Morality isn't served in fabric. History shows us that modesty doesn't stop violence. Only changing male behavior can. And blaming women's clothes is a path that fails everyone as a society. The cure begins when men grow confidence in themselves. Trying to manage women's freedom is not going to be the option.